Welcome back. It's me, Ralph. I am here to walk you through our course information page. When you log in to My PCC, our main online portal here at Portland Community College, you'll see a little welcome and your first name. And to get into our Desire to Learn page, there's this lovely little computer logo right here is probably the quickest path. Alternately, if you click on My Courses, that'll take you to a list of your courses. Each course is a link to our course page. I always just hit this little computer. Usually, you will land on a page where the last place you visited is lit up. For most of us, that's going to be the current quarter. I'm working on our class today in this preferred development shell zone. You'll see this picture of these rainbow blastoises. That's how you know you're going to our class. So when I select our class, I will land there. Now, when I landed, this is an instructor view. I'm going to switch it over to student view so it looks just like your course should look. Okay, and depending on your screen size and width, you might see a different layout, but this is the basic layout of our course page. That home logo at the top, that takes you back to the screen we just left, so unless you want to go back and go to a different course, don't worry about that. This course home link is the link to this page. The first thing you want to know on the course homepage is how to get help in this course. You'll notice it's right there below our Rainbow Blastoise banner. There's a picture of me. My name's there again, Ralph Yutz. It's got a direct link to my email, or you can use the class list link at the top of the page to get into our class list to email myself or any classmate. Also, you'll notice right here, you've got my cell phone number. If you'd like to telephone or text me, that works just as well. And there's notes here for Tuesday and Thursday from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I'm always available every week, dependably, in a Zoom room. Direct link via Zoom to both of those office hours is right there. Or you can reach out to make an appointment with me, and we can meet either in that Zoom room, or we can make a telephone appointment, whichever works better for you. Okay, that's how to get help when you need it. Be sure to reach out, please. Also, as we look through the course page, there's a few things to look at just to get situated. This top bar above our banner is called the navigation bar in a D2L Brightspace copyright trademark course. Course home again is the link to this page that we're sitting on. And as we look across, let's just check in on them. The content link, this is where most of the course lives. This is where you'll go to work through the course. We'll look more at this course information module, which you can see is our first module here in this walkthrough. And then in our next walkthrough, we'll walk through the first module for data collection. That gets you going on learning statistics, and you'll work through one module a week throughout the course. And they're a little bit different on Module 5 for midterm, and the last module will be different for finals week. Okay, the next link is to our discussions. This is a place that you'll post your introductory post introducing yourself to the class, and also you can post questions here. So yay, discussions. The next in our navigation bar topics is a shortcut to course assignments. These assignments are all posted within modules, so you can access them as you work through the module, or if you want to quickly check back in here on your progress through the assignment, you can always check and make sure what you've submitted and what your scores ended up being. Same for our quizzes. There's a direct link here, though they're also all linked within our weekly modules. Again, you can quickly check to see what you've evaluated, and you can see how well you've done on them as they get completed. We've got a link here to the My Open Math online homework setup. When I hit it, it'll take me directly outside of D2L to My Open Math. We will walk through how this works in a different video. The next link is the class list link. This is a great place to go if you want to contact anyone in the class. You can see that's me, Ralph Yutz. I'm going to be on the list. Brett and Andy were my teachers who helped me learn to be an online instructor. You'll see on your list all of your classmates and me. If you want to email me, you just select me and tap email, and you can send me an email directly from Desire to Learn. Uh, Depending on the width of your screen, there may be more things listed in the navigation bar, or they might all be in this More menu. Online Rooms is a link to our Zoom session space. Next thing on the list, there's also a direct link to our textbook. That takes you directly to an online copy of our freely accessible textbook. This is a very cool copy of this book, and while we're here, let me just show you a couple of the book's features. You can see the front matter of the book, preface, overview, links to online resources, ideas about examples and exercises are all here. I recommend you just read through the overview, check out the resources, and get a sense of how examples and exercises work. I want to just show you what a section looks like. I'm going to go to so here's the first chapter is data collection. When you open up a chapter name, it'll give a brief introduction to the chapter and then list all of the sections. The one that I know is got what I want to show you is this second section, data basics, which we'll get to very quickly in the course. Every section is broken down into its introduction, some learning objectives, and then you'll start reading. Some of the nice things about the book are that things like tables, anything that's in red, if you click on it, will reveal something. So see that table, it doesn't reveal unless you click on it. And that just saves the pages some loading time and takes some stress off your, Wi-Fi. So as you're reading, be sure to light up things written in red, especially the checkpoints, because these are as you're going. The authors of the text provided little exercises for you to work on and think about to check your learning. Notice that for all of these, well, they're called guided practice questions in the print and PDF copies of the text. So a checkpoint is also called a guided practice question. You can always check your answer in the footnote. In the physical textbook, that'll just be at the bottom of the page. In the online book, see the footnote itself, number 1 is red. Just select it and it'll reveal the result of the checkpoint question. Pretty cool. So as you roll down, you'll read more, you'll see more checkpoints. When you get to each checkpoint, as you're reading, open it up, think about the question or the task, try it out yourself, and then just click on the footnote and you'll see the result. Very, very cool. Also, as you get to the end of each section you work through, you'll get to a section summary. Always read that to make sure the big ideas are making some sense to you. And it's a good place to double check if you have any questions to ask me about the material. And then when you get into the exercises, you'll notice that each odd exercise, like the first one, at the end has a solution, and the solutions are just pasted as links. Again, they're red, so they hide until you've worked through 1A, 1B, and 1C. Tap on solution, and you'll see the author's ideas about those results. And you can compare your thinking. If there's anything you don't understand or any issues, just contact me, and I'll gladly discuss your questions. All right. The textbook is also available as a print textbook, costs about $20 new from the PCC bookstore or from online booksellers. PCC bookstore should also have used copies. If you look for a used copy online, make sure you're looking for the second edition of Advanced High School Statistics. There's also a searchable digital PDF version of the text available via the Open Intro webpage. So tons of ways to access this valuable for learning, yet very inexpensive in print or free online textbook. Okay, still cruising across our navigation bar's more menu. There's a few more things. Grades is up here in the navigation bar. Your grades link will, anytime you select it, as I score your work, your current course grade will be updated in the grades link. Class progress is a great link to click on to check how much of the course you've worked through. It'll sort of point out how much is left to work through as a remaining percentage, and just keeps track of your participation. I look in there because I can see at a glance how everyone in the class is doing, at least from what the computer can record. There's also some other links for surveys and help. Don't worry so much about those right now. Okay, now let's take a closer look at what's in the content section and actually get into our deeper walkthrough of the course information module. In content, you can see when we open it up, we land where we last landed, the course information module. You'll have a welcome message here to read to welcome you to our module, welcoming you in many of the languages of the world. There's an important reminder right here. Be sure to visit every page in this module as soon as possible. You must complete this work by 1 p.m. Wednesday of this first week of our quarter. You could lose your spot in the class if you don't complete this module. You know, there are people who may still be on the wait list who would love those spots. So if people do not participate, they end up getting dropped as no-shows according to PCC's online policies. Of course, if you need any help accessing this module, just contact me and I'll do my best to help you out. Let's go ahead and start. Once you get past that welcome message, just select the first link and you're on your way into the module. It's our course information introduction. Basic things to read about our course learning outcomes are here, along with basic ideas about our course learning activities. Anytime you check out a page in a module, you can either at the bottom of the page or back at the top, just get that next arrow to take you to the next page of the module. For us here in the course information, it is a land acknowledgement where each of us can take a moment to reflect on how our work and participation in this course is taking place in the context of a colonial project, the United States of America, that's on top of the land and histories of our indigenous peoples. So please take a moment to read this statement carefully and thoughtfully and, reflect on how our indigenous and native peoples live today and how our history has affected them and does affect them still. After the land acknowledgement, you'll move on to my instructor information page. You can see in the painting at the top of the page that I used to have more hair. As you're still getting to know me in these walkthroughs, remember my name is Ralph Yutz. He or they pronouns work. My email address and phone number are also here on this page. I'll leave you to read what I wrote to learn more about me as I shared it here. After that, the course syllabus page is here. In a face-to-face class, traditionally, we spend a lot of time talking through the course syllabus. I am hoping that in this online course, you'll spend all the time you need reading it carefully. Pretty much every detail of the course is described somewhere in this syllabus in some detail. Reading through it carefully, slowly, at least once, will help you get acclimated. Let me show you a couple of important aspects of our course syllabus as we get here. Just some important notes about you and how welcome you are here at PCC and how welcome you are in this class. Please read those carefully. COVID-19 is still a reality in our community. Even though safe, effective vaccines are available, while all of us are getting vaccinated, let's all continue to take precautions that we need to for community health. Also, there are just so many effects of COVID-19 on people's lives, their jobs, their parenting situations. There's lots of links right here to resources you can access as a PCC student to get support you may need. As we go through the syllabus, there's basic course information here, basic instructor information again here in the course syllabus, including a reminder of when my online support hours are for you. Some communication guidelines to help us develop our netiquette together so we can work together in a respectful, thoughtful way. A note about my responses to you coming as quickly as they can during the quarter. Ideas about time management for an online course that are valuable to think about. More details of our course organization. Be sure to read those very carefully. Suggestions for how to approach each module as you're learning. Read those carefully. Ideas about technology. There's lots going on here in this class, so please read this technology requirements section carefully. Any questions at all, please ask me. This is a crucially important part of the syllabus. The Student Help Desk is PCC's resource for every online student who's having any difficulty dealing with desire to learn, dealing with technology and access to the internet, anything like that. Please call the Student Help Desk. They will be able to either help you directly with one-on-one support or connect you with resources to help you out. So please, Student Help Desk, when you have technology questions, questions about the learning shell, just call them up. Lots of important ideas about accessibility are here as well. And then a long section of the syllabus about our learning activities and graded elements of the course. Please read these very carefully, and you'll get a lot out of them. The late work and makeup policy is here. In short, you should never be penalized for working at the pace that makes sense for you. All of our due dates are designed to keep us all working at the same pace and to get everyone finished with the course within our allotted weeks this quarter. You can read there about how flexibility works in detail. Also, along with being flexible with due dates, I have high expectations. I expect everyone to complete the entire course and to do their best to learn everything they can as they work through the work. Your goal is to develop your statistical literacy. My goal is to support you in doing so. So lots of details here to read more about. Course evaluations, I'll do those as we go and provide my feedback, either written feedback or sometimes, if I have time, video feedback or audio feedback to mix it up. Grading criteria are here in detail if you like to read those. It's number stuff. Some important PCC policies are here in this section. We are a sanctuary college, so when people do meet online, PCC protects people from anyone from immigration coming on campus. Isn't allowed to talk to anyone on campus without first talking to my boss's 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 boss and showing them a warrant. So you're safe here. Of course, I respect everyone of every immigration status and citizens, non-citizens alike. There's our Title IX non-discrimination statement, making it clear that everyone is welcome at PCC and that if you ever do experience any disrespect on our campus or in our online space, please contact someone and talk about it. Consider me your first contact if there's any disrespectful behavior in this class. That usually happens in maybe a discussion board or a shared post. In an online class, let me know immediately, and I will be sure to deal with it in the best possible way to maintain a welcoming, inclusive, loving, caring environment for all of us here. There are more resources here that you can read about. Please do so. They're all important. But yeah, take the time you need with the syllabus to read through the whole thing. Whatever questions you have about any of these policies here, please let me know and I will address them. Next stop in our course information module is the course calendar. The course calendar at the top has our general weekly pattern on Mondays. like today, the first day of class, I hope you're watching this, you begin work on a module. The weekly modules after this one, quizzes are due every Thursday. Well, including the first week's. The first week's module 1 quiz is due Thursday. The course information work is due, remember, Wednesday at 1. And then you work throughout the week at your pace that is good for you. Attend office hours, get some one-on-one support, get some tutoring from PCT tutoring or other tutoring resources as you can. Share your questions in the forum, either here on D2L or in the MyOpen Math homework questions forum, which I'll show you in another video. And then all your work that is done that way, so that's your MyOpen Math online homework and your graded problem set, are due the next Monday. So that's how it works each week. You can see, course information module. This stuff is all due Wednesday at 1 p.m. And then we get into the rhythm on module 1, covering chapter 1, first 5 sections, data collection. Your quizzes, there's 3 little quizzes that you'll do. They'll all be due on Thursday. And then your MyOpen Math homework and graded problem set, those will be due Monday. Quizzes due halfway through, and then homework due on the next Monday. Those notes are there for all the modules of the course. Things get a little bit different at midterm and final exam times. Be sure to read those details carefully as you read through our course materials. The next link in our course information page is just a link to MyOpen Math, and here you will log in and set up your MyOpen Math account. Again, we'll walk through that process in another video. After this, your next stop is the Introduce Yourself class discussion. Here are the instructions to share some information about yourself with your classmates and me so we can build a learning community together. To do so, you start a new thread and, of course, follow all the instructions above. Remember to complete this by Wednesday at 1 p.m. After you've got yourself introduced to the class, there's a mathography assignment. This one is for me, your instructor, to get to know you and your mathematical and statistical background a little bit better, so I can have a better understanding of how to support you in your learning. And here you go. This one is right here, and it's due again Wednesday this week of the first week of class. So be sure to complete both your discussion post introducing yourself and your mathography, giving me some more information about your background by this Wednesday. When we hit that button one more time, I think we are done. Is that the end? Oh, not quite the end. There's still a bonus link here. This is the ask your questions about the module discussion thread. If you have any questions on your mind that you'd like me to address that might help the whole class, you can post them in our module discussion board just by starting a new thread. There's an post anonymously checkbox if you don't want to share your identity, but you do want to share a question that could benefit the whole class. It's a great way to do so. So please ask questions when you have them this way. Next one, is a review of the Math 243 learning outcomes for Portland Community College. It's a long, detailed list of the topics we're covering. I recommend reading it at the end of the quarter to see, wow, that's a lot of stuff that I just learned. And then there's our last thing for the introductory module is our quiz over the course information module. This is the one last thing you need to complete before Wednesday at 1 o'clock. It's a short quiz that just asks a few questions about what you've learned working through this module and getting settled into the course. Once you've completed the quiz, you're officially done with this module's learning. There is, however, one more. I'm just going to, if you go onto the next page, you'll land at a YouTube video. I'll pause it so we don't hear some talking over me.
So hello, do you know
Hello.
how statistics come into existence?
And this is an introduction to the history of statistics. It's a completely optional video. So you'll often find at the end of our course modules optional material. They're always labeled clearly optional. If you have time and energy to engage with a little more thinking and learning on the topics we're working on, go for it. Watch the optional video or click through some optional articles to read and things like that. Okay, let me just double check my notes. Yeah, we're here at the end of this walkthrough of our course information module. Again, remember 3 things to complete by Wednesday at 1 p.m. Your introductory post in our introductions discussion, your mathography submitted to me, and your quiz on the course information module. When those 3 are done, your spot in the class is secure, and the sooner you get them done, the sooner you can start work on Module 1. We'll walk through Module 1 together in our next video. You'll see me there.